And good morning to everybody on the stream. I see you guys are up and early and ready for this flight. I love it. I love it. Good morning, Kirill, Flight X, and John Rhodes, Peter. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Right, so we're in Thessalonika and we're going to fly to Ben Gurion. It's about 2 hours, 40-minute block time. So you guys must make yourself comfortable, get enough snacks and drinks and all these things, so we can enjoy it together. Beautiful morning. Love the clouds and at least there's nice sunshine. So we've got Paul, Lloyd, and Uncle John flying with today. And they're just behind me. I'll let the camera pan over one more time and then we'll go in the cockpit and start setting up. I hope you guys had a good rest if you are in our time zone, kind of, and that you had a good sleep. If you're still awake because of your time zone, then I hope you have an excellent sleep when you get there. Ha, Paul, I've got a static aircraft there on your parking bay. It looks funny. You can probably not see it. It's irrelevant to you, but I can see it. Right, let's get in. Let's get in. Lloyd, I don't see you connected yet.
Right, I'm still loading up my X-plane. Come on.
All right, okay. Guys, so an interesting thing happened just before we came online. We discovered that some Toolkit Pro had an update, and so this is what the new thing looks like. I see there is a workaround. We can still get to the old way of looking at. I'll have to speak to Dan. This thing hurts my eyes, and nothing wrong with the programming. It's just it hurts my eyes. I can't. My eyes don't want the white writing on the black. It's hurting me. So while I was playing with it, I figured I could get back to the old way of how it looks. So I pretty much prefer this. So if he wants to implement this, my recommendation to him today will be make it an option, not a, that mustn't be the actual flight summary. The flight summary must be that one. So that's just me. You're welcome to disagree with me, but that other way, it just hurts my eyes, man. So anyway, let's start setting up. Start my flight in the VA. There we go. VA is logging. IVAO is logging. And let's start. Three. Gentlemen, just for your information as well, this is the release candidate for the Zibo Mod version 48. that we received as the testers last night. So I'm looking forward to flying this one. Zibo is obviously preparing to release another full version, so you can already prepare for that somehow. Make your backups and get things ready. I'm not sure when he's going to drop it, but it's on its way. Right, so I've already done the step through. I don't need to do it again, and we want to continue. That fuel still needs to load. Right, let's do the rest then while we wait. 2.4 on the reserves. 370. Yeah, we know. Okay, we'll have to wait for that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go enter my wins while we are able to do that. Where is top of climb? Top of climb, and the next one would be Atrox. There we go, Atrox 256. It's not been revealed yet, Peter. Zibo, I'll show you in flight if I see it. Zibo's busy working on the ND, on the display there. He's added little green circles and things that I can't claim to understand yet. So I'm still easing into it. We did a quick test flight last night just to see that it works. But I'm not familiar exactly what the purpose of them are yet. I'll still have to learn that. Ah, okay, I'm reading wrong. good enough. .7 on the fuel, that's correct. All right.
Trim up. Okay guys, I think I'm ready to start my APU. Are you guys in the ballpark there?
Yeah. I'll follow you down, Nico.
Okay.
Now you guys, you can proceed. I don't know why my X-plane is just hanging. This always happens.
Captain Hatchtown, the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Before start procedure. Oops, wrong button. Before start procedure.
Before start procedure. Before start procedure completed.
Start number 2 engine.
Starting number 2 engine.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
$25 and 2.
Starter cutout.
Start number 1 engine.
Starting number 1 engine.
Okay, Christoph. I'll show you that story just now. Let's get in the air while we're
25
climbing up. I'll show you that whole active sky thing. All right.
Starter cutout. Engine start procedure completed. Flaps 5 set.
Okay, guys, I just want to fill in my automatic unicom and then I'll get going.
Taxi lights on.
One just coming in, Nico.
That's fine. Oh, there he is. Very nice. Problem we have now is there's only one taxiway, so I hope he uses his... Okay, yeah, he's doing it. He must just wait there, let me pass. Otherwise I'm driving right through him. He has no intention of stopping. Okay. Fair enough. Let him do his thing. It's gone past, so he's no factor anymore. Awesome.
Approaching 2-8.
Hey, Christer, yeah, all good. How about you?
Keep on the centre line, boss.
Sorry, I was reading Facebook, so I took my eye off. Some guys have the strangest problems with the Zibo, and I can't figure it out. Why would they have things like that? So I was in deep thought there for a second. Before takeoff procedure.
Approaching 3,
Before
4.
takeoff procedure. Before takeoff procedure completed.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Alright, let's go.
Stabilized.
On runway 3, 4.
Toga.
Takeoff thrust set. $80 knots. Throttle hold. V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up. Runway turn off, lights off.
Yeah, Nico, you're right. This color on the STKPs, I can't see.
Yeah, it's hurting my eyes. And I can't find my freaking eye drops anyway. So it's somewhere in one of my downstairs cupboards or something, you know. Don't know. It might be in yesterday's pants still. I don't know. I'll go find it. Need it. It hurts. So what I discovered
Approaching
is if you
transition.
go back to the old, well, let me show you. Let me show you. I can't really explain it. Please check. Oh, no.
Toga.
Right, let me get that thing on screen here. I'm going to show you quickly and
Transition
then I'm going
altitude.
to show Christoph that active sky thing. It's painful. Right, so let's go B. There you go. So if you click
Flaps
on
up.
that little
Inset.
icon that says airport charts, it takes you to the previous version display. And you just click on flight summary and then you're back to where it should be. You can always click here at the bottom on that little icon there, that little gear. It will change the view. So if you really want a black background, you can have it. But this doesn't work. This
Okay,
doesn't
that
work
one.
for me. This doesn't work for me at all. I can tell you one thing, program wise it's amazing. This is one heck of a leap forward, okay, but we need art controls on this. We need to be able to change the display here and we can't. It's not available for us to change it. So I'll have a word with Dan and explain to him. I mean, I can't use this. If this is his way of going forward, that's the end of SDKP in my life. I can't use it. Yeah, so I'll have to talk to him. If he wants to implement that, I said it earlier on the stream as well, he's welcome to have it as an option. So flight summary option 1 or option 2, you know, kind of a thing. Or he must give us
Yeah,
art controls. You know, or he must give us art controls so we can actually change that. Christer, that is the published departure. Whether I need it or not is irrelevant. That is the published departure. So I just flew it. Per design. Excellent, Christer. Right, Christoph, are you ready? Can I show you the active sky stuff?
Good morning, good morning.
Hello, hello.
Morning, Kev.
And how's everybody here?
All good in you?
All is well, you know. Registered for the vaccine.
Oh, okay. Right, Christoph. So here's active sky. So what I do is I go to flight plan, then I load the flight plan. From there, you see that's my flight plan. Okay, so I've already loaded it. Then what I start doing is I fiddle with the cruise altitude. So we can start flying east. Let's start at 33,000. Then I click refresh. So it takes it into account. Then I go to briefing. Under briefing, it then tells me the better flight level. Then I simply go back to the flight plan, select that flight level, refresh again, and go check. There you go, your selected flight level has the most favorable winds. Now, this is the basic mechanics of it and the theory of it, but there's a portion of common sense that you also need to employ. You cannot fly at 370 if you have a 1 hour flight. You cannot fly at 370 if you are too heavy. So you might have to do a step climb to get there, you know, go to 33, then 35, then 37, depending on the distance, the time that you're going to be flying. So those things come with experience. You know, the more you fly, the more you learn what the aircraft can handle and not handle. Like for instance, flight level 390, I've seen it over and over in this tour. 390 over the distance is too high. You load way too much fuel and the aircraft hardly ever reaches 390. So it was wishful thinking when I created the flight routes from the IVAO database, you know, to expect the aircraft to go to 390, because the distance and the weights, you know, don't work together. So you've just got to also be careful. Sometimes the difference between wind could be 2 knots, and for 2 knots there's no point in climbing to 370 if you can do it at 350, you know, something like that. So you're gonna have to ultimately decide for yourself what is best. But in terms of the mechanics, the actual practical test, this is how I do it. Hope it helps. Flight X, sorry, now you've added your comment. I was supposed to answer Peter quickly. Peter, Linda is obviously the co-pilot. That's Linda, and you can buy her from the Org store. She's made by Jar Design, and after you bought her from the Org store, you need to go and find and bookmark her download on the Jar Design forum, because Jar Design never ever updates the store account. You'll never get an update from Explain Store. So then you log in. In fact, you don't even have to log into the Jar Design forum. You just go there, download the latest version, because the one in the store is going to be old. okay, and then you just install it and configure it. And then you have to train the Microsoft speech recognition in Windows 10 to actually interact with it if you want to use voice, or you can stick with this little widget and you can just click it. You see, there's a little widget, then you just click the instructions, you see. So it's up to you if you want to use voice or not, but it is available like I do. I mean, it takes a few days to train the voice to really recognize most of what you're saying, and even today it misses some things, you know, but it's there. Flight X, let me show you. Right, so under briefing, you get your whole briefing. Each and every waypoint has got its values, okay? And then if you scroll down far enough, you actually get these are the winds aloft by waypoint. So what I would do then is I take 12,000, which will be the top one in the far right corner, and then I take 18,024, which will be those two. So now I need to go and find there's top of descent. Alright, and then we've got one and two, there's two different waypoints off the top of descent. So I'll start with this one. This is going to be the higher one. So at 24,000, I'll take that value. Then at 12,000, I'll take, sorry, 18,000, I'll take that value. And the last one is then 12,000, I'll take from that one, for instance. So I just spread it out a little bit. If you do not have waypoints off the top of descent, obviously you can't use the airport information because that's on the ground already. Then what I usually do, if there's those two waypoints didn't exist, I would use top of descent, and I would then go 24, 18, 12. Alright, so that's how I would do it. Now, because I have STKP, I actually don't use the Active Sky version. I come to the web companion, which is over here. So this reads from Active Sky and it gives me the same information. So in other words, what I'm saying is I don't go specifically to the Active Sky app because I've got it here in STKP. So I can look at all the weather stuffs, but you're gonna have to read it for yourself. There's too much for me to actually read for you right now. Jan, not really. No, Linda's very friendly on GPU. If you look at my frame rates are typically messed up because of cloud textures or scenery problems. Linda is not part of it. She takes hardly anything. What I have noticed, depending on where you are, when you press the button to talk to her, because you need to set up a push to talk button, sometimes it actually takes, you know, it freezes the sim for a split second. So the moment you press it, when that Microsoft speech recognition kicks in, it like freezes the sim just for a split second, but it goes on again afterwards, you know. So that's the only negative thing that I have noticed, you know. Every now and then it, you know, takes a breather.
Please ask questions, gents, if you have any queries. This is an hour-and-a-half trip.
Well, they've started, so I'm liking this. Yes, Peter. Let me show you what all the stuff that I did integrate. So I've just dragged it across a little bit now. So at the bottom, I've got my whole Navigraph. Everything is here. Okay, so Navigraph runs from STKP. Here's my WebFMC. So my WebFMC runs from here. There's Active Sky. I've got the route finder in here as well. Okay, I see I need to log in again there. So I'm just speaking to Dan as well at the same time. I'll explain what he's saying just now as well. Alright, so there's route finder. Let me just quickly go grab my credentials for route finder because I can't remember the password. Too many passwords. I didn't save it. Hang on, now I'm gonna have to guess. I better save it. I better save it. There. Oh, okay. Right, so I'm logged in.
$1,000 to level off.
$1,000 to go.
Okay, so Dan and I are just talking in the background, guys. A couple of things, important things we're sorting out. So there you go. There's a route finder as well. Yeah, I use LastPass, Peter. I've got LastPass on my devices. I had to go and find where I hit this password, and I got it, so it's fine. It's perfectly. Yeah. Okay, right. So after this one, I've also got flight aware. So if I fly in the US, it's easy enough to get my real world routes for flights in the US. So flight aware is brilliant with that. If you want to go KJFK to KLAX, for instance, you know, it's easy enough. It's easy enough to do that. Yeah, I'm trying to multitask, Peter. So I'm trying. So there you go. This is obviously how I get my US flights, you know, so I can see the real guys fly, copy and paste. Then we've obviously got WebEye that's now integrated. That's me over there. And there's Uncle John, Paul and Lloyd. Then I've also got the VA. you know what, I'm not going to bother to log in with that now. And then I've got windy, so if I need weather information, and it's all in there. If you go to the little gear here, there's still 2 places where I can actually put stuff in. So there's a whole list of things: sky vector, auto router, chart fox. You see, there's a couple of things you can choose, and as you enable them, they obviously come up at the bottom, you know. So just makes it easier. It's like Uncle John always says, the Swiss Army knife for the flight simmers, and it's got everything in there. Alright, so let's talk about this new thing. So what I said was, this hurts my eyes when I go to the OFP. I love the functionality. It's amazing. I've just told Dan, this is really, really well done. But my eyes does not like the black and white. My eyes just doesn't appreciate it. So unfortunately, it's one of those things. So what he said is, under settings, general settings, there should be an on-off switch. There's custom map source. Ooh, you can now do that as well. It's the weather source. Looking in general and DMS is an option. What is that? What is DMS? I'm not sure if that's the old style thing. I don't know. Well, that's got to do with a map. It's not really got anything to do with a flight. Oh, there it is. There. So use the new flight summary, so we can switch it off. So it will take us back to the old flight summary. Right, so that at least there is an option. So he said there's no point in removing the old way of doing it. So this will obviously be the new way of doing it, but it's our option, and so he's already thought about that, which is wonderful. Alright, this does not include all the information that we require to complete the flight the way we train the pilots. That's the only other thing I can say about this. Wonderful, great and all, but on this other page there is just so much more information that is more valuable and useful. So anyway, that's just a quick summary. Yes, Peter, we are. Okay, that's irrelevant. I can remove that. Found the setting. Alright, okay, and you see, now look at this. This is exactly what I'm talking about, okay? I told you guys my eyes does not like it. There's the information I was looking for. I literally missed it. I was looking and looking and I missed it. Right, Jan, stand by. I'm going to give you a link. I'm going to post the link here. The application is called Sim Toolkit Pro. It's absolutely free. Alright, the only time that you have to pay for anything is obviously if you want the payware stuff and integrate the payware stuff. So you're not going to pay for some Toolkit Pro, you're not going to pay for the integration. Dan's giving that for free, but you will obviously need a subscription from Navigraph or one of the other providers that are payware, like ActiveSky. You can't get ActiveSky unless you've bought it. You can't get Navigraph unless you've bought it. The Web FMC, there's a free version and a payware version. I use the payware version. But there's nothing wrong with the freeware version. It just supports less aircraft. For the Zibo, it's fully integrated, fully available. It's free, you know. So you'll just have to work through it step by step. But I tell you what, this is one of the most amazing tools that you will ever use if you take the time to learn it. It's just freaking amazing. Let's look at a couple more interesting things. You know, we do all these pilot training things with the Zibo guys. So one of the things that we start off with, basic flight training, is always weather. You need to understand how to read the weather, how to read the METAR, you know, how to determine from the METAR that is actually in your simulator what the active runway would be, you know, and things like that. Andrew, SimToolkit Pro isn't inside of the simulator. It is on the outside. It's an external app. So I'm not sure if you're going to see it in VR. I don't have VR, so I'm at a loss there. But from what I understand what VR is, you can't see it. So anyway, one of the things that we then do is we use the flight tools to do the wind calculations, you know. So we're going to LLBG, and now if you go and search on the runways, you actually get a visual representation of the wind. It actually breaks down headwind and crosswind components for you. You know, so this is also included. A hell of a tool. It's very, very nice. You can search airport databases. You've got selected checklists in here. There's your wind calculator. This area, you don't have to run it on the same PC as you have. You can actually network link them. What is then nice about it, obviously, this is now the new way, the new flight summary. It comes with your map and all. He says he's obviously still busy. This is in beta. He's still developing it, so there's a lot of changes that's going to come. So I'm excited about that. And I asked him, like I said to you guys, you know, we need art controls. We need to be able to change the way it displays here, because my eyes just don't like this. You know, so I'm not being negative about the technology or the effort that's gone in here. I just wanted to display a bit easier on my eyes. I mean, I literally missed that, and that was the one thing that I desperately needed. And a beer, maybe. I mean, that's very important to have. So, and again, I mean, if you look at the OFP, that just hurts my eyes, man. Can't do it. So I do apologize if I sound negative. I'm not. It's just that's just the fact that I have to deal with now, you know. All right, then in terms of flight planning, this thing obviously integrates with SimBrief. So I do all my flight planning here. This program sends all the information to SimBrief. It does the transaction and it comes back and it gives me my OFP. This is the actual, sorry, I have to click again. This is the actual SimBrief OFP that is given to me based upon how I set up my flight, you know. It is now integrated VFR flight planning. There's a whole logbook. You've got a whole fleet you can set up. This is amazing. And if you're a streamer, you can actually get all the streaming tools and things from it as well. So this is, in my book, probably the biggest, nice and must-have that you can have as a flight simulator. And to think it's free, I mean, it's just, it's amazing. Francisco, no. In some of the older versions there was, but I mean, there's my FPS counter. Alright, so look at my FPS counter there, and the map's fully running. Dan has sorted out most of the FPS issues. Alright, so the FPS issues that you get there is typically going to come from textures on the outside. You know, it could be an ortho texture, it could be a scenery texture, it could be a cloud texture, you know, that messes around with the actual frames there. But STKP, from what I can see at this moment, it's not the cause of the problem. It's not the cause of the FPS. It looks very nice in terms of that, in terms of performance. Okay, Andre. Now, well, then, my friend, you know more than me. Thanks for that. I obviously have no experience with VR, so I don't know. FlightX, are you talking? Sorry, I did see you ask the question. Thanks for asking a second time. Are you talking about this Zibo tablet, to integrate Navigraph in the Zibo tablet, like so? Because mine is integrated. There's my Navigraph chart in the EFB. So if you go onto my YouTube channel, okay, now then I don't understand what you're asking or the way that you're asking. But if you go to my YouTube channel, there's a tutorial on how to do it, and it's easy. You just go to your plugins at the top. Then we need to find the Avi tab. There's Avi tab, and I'm gonna close it off quickly. You go to providers, and you'll see Navigraph will be in here. So there it is at the top. And all you do is you just link it. You click that button and give it your credentials, and it will come up. So that does help. If I don't understand you, which I think I actually misunderstand you, you're gonna have to explain. I apologize. Well, also in just a response to your last question, you need charts from Navigraph. If you've paid for Navigraph, you can get it. You know, it's as easy as that. And as you see, you can integrate it there. You can have it run on the outside. You know, if you own it, you own it. But you can't get Navigraph for free. If you want charts for free, look at this. There we have charts. So departure charts, arrival charts. So let's look at Ben Gurion. These things are free. Okay, so you can actually scroll through here. These charts come, as far as I know, from real world sources. Okay, and it's absolutely free. It's a question of now just finding the one that you want. So there's the aerodrome chart, and this application, as far as I know, is called ChartFox. So there's the Ben Gurion airport, the layouts. I'm not sure how you zoom in this thing. That's the only thing I don't know. Oh, there's a plus. Alright, so this, it doesn't cover the whole Earth. It's not as comprehensive as you would get from Navigraph, but it's free. You understand? So if you find the correct chart, we're gonna come land, let's see, approach. We're going to, oh no, well, why does it show that? Runway 08, standard arrival chart. Why does it not have the actual rest? Anyway, we are going to come into runway 12, so let's just go back to general. Maybe there's more there. This is just all the documentation. It's not that. Star, approach, runway 12. It looks like there's two charts on one there, or something is wrong there. See, there's something behind this one. SK Sun, as far as I know, you need a VATSIM account, but I might be wrong, because at one point in time you did not need to sign into VATSIM to get them via STKP. So better thing to do is to just go and install it and see. I don't understand why we only have this. We
Why did you
need more
choose to be a
information.
pilot?
Correct, Krister. It's not always up to date. And then you get a funny like this. You can clearly see there's a chart behind this one, but we can't get to it. You know, so that's good and well they give us this, but it's meaningless. It does not help us to set up the ILS, for instance. I'm just going to click on open full version. See if I get any kind of response. And I don't. I get no response. And also, the other thing with these charts, obviously, is related to the fact that it isn't worldwide. You know, so you're going to have instances where you simply don't get information, which is sad, but it's part of the game, I suppose. Star 3, 4 star 16. Sorry, that airport doesn't have. Okay, now the double is gone, but it still doesn't give us. You see, and over here it tells you this comes from the Israeli government. This is the real world stuff, but it doesn't give you everything. So, anyway, one of those things. Good morning, Reggie. Okay, well, gents, that's about it for Sim Toolkit Pro. The rest is going to be up to you. I mean, you're going to have to learn it. You're going to have to play around with it. If you join me early on my streams, you'll probably see me use it to set up the whole of the aircraft and everything after that. And then, you know, just ask more questions. Okay, thanks for that feedback. See, in Sim Toolkit Pro here under, let me just close this. Under the settings, you see there I've activated VATSIM and IVAO and all these things, and I'm pretty sure at one point in time we had to actually put our IDs in there so that we could identify ourselves as being members of it, so that it could be reading from there then. I don't, oh yeah, no, it's not that. It could be when you run the wizard or something, I don't know. I'm pretty sure there was a place where we had to put our IDs in. Excellent, Andre. Keep me informed. Tell me if you get it right. The other thing that I would highly recommend, Andre, is join Dan's Discord server. He's not the only one involved there. Okay, he's the boss. He's the great guy behind it all. He started it all. But there are a lot of guys helping him out with technical support and issues and stuff. So what I'm saying is go ask there. Go speak to them on their Discord and sort it out with them, because it's probably something, even if they haven't thought about it and you give them the idea, then they can implement it later. You know, it's a good idea. I've given Dan plenty of ideas and he's integrated it into STKP. He's a marvelous guy, wonderful. And so if it's worthwhile, if it's doable, you know, go talk to them. John Doe, this was purposefully made for me. Obviously it's got my name and everything. It was purposefully made for me. But if you give me a minute or two, I'll get you John's. No, it's not John. Who was wait, let me get it. I'll tell you now. How can I hit a blank like that? Jared, it was Jared who made it. Let's see if I can find his link. There you go. I'm going to give you a link to it just now. So, Jared and I have known each other for quite some time, and one day he asked me, you know, because there was first of all a local gentleman, the guy who makes my liveries, made a skin for me. Alright, and then Jared asked me if he could make skins for all the other airlines and things, and he then gifted me this one as well. So this is his link. Let me just copy it, and then you'll see there's quite a lot that is done. A lot of the airlines are now covered, so you can have a skin per livery per airline kind of a thing. And I don't know, maybe if you're lucky you can find somebody, maybe even him, that might make you a personal one as well. But there you go, that's the link to find these basic tablets that are currently available. And I mean, there are so many, and I see he's got a coming soon list as well, you know. So all Jared's work, very nice guy.
Sorry. I slept well today.
Okay, Flight X, I didn't see that you gave him. I was already hunting for it. Christoph, let me read it. For example, I'm planning flight level 360 in the FS, but the IVAO controller just gave me a cruise flight level. But for example, 320. Christoph, he's not supposed to give you a different flight level unless there is a restriction. So that is a very odd thing for any controller to ask you to use a different flight level. But I know it does happen. If you're flying in the wrong direction and they need to change that and all, I would just go into the FMC. Let's go look at that quickly. I'll just go to the FMC and I'll find my economic cruise page. See this, well, it's the cruise page. I'm just flying on the economic setting. Then you just change that cruise level over there. But also, it's not just the one place that you need to change it. You obviously have to change it on the MCP, and this is probably the most important one. You have to change it in your pressurization system so you don't get hypoxia. Alright? Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of it, but this oxygen mask actually works. Okay, if you switch it on, you know when you fly an X-plane and you get hypoxia, the whole screen goes dark and then you pass out and the plane crashes. you know, because it simulates the real thing. You can actually, as I've done now, you just click there, you switch it on, and when you're done, you switch it off, and you'll see it will counter that hypoxia thing. You will also get all the normal warnings and everything, and you'll see that the cabin light, you know, with those oxygen masks that drop, actually illuminate. So everything is really well simulated in the Zibo, and I was pleasantly surprised. I tested this twice now. It's freaky, but it really works very nice. You just switch it on, you hear, you know, and you hear the breathing, and the hypoxia goes away. It's amazing. Zibo did a really good job there. Kaya, I agree. It's so cool. It's nice. It's all these little things that really make a big difference.
Nico, what's that line on the ND, a blue dotted line?
That appears to be part of the go-around procedure. Why on earth it is so long, I don't know. But remember, this is the new beta that I'm testing, so Zibo's still working on it. So I can't complain at this moment. I'll ask him, but that appears to be part of the go-around.
Because I have it on my the current version, because I haven't updated to the latest one. So
okay, yeah, no, it's part of the go-around there. It's heavily extended. That's one thing for sure.
you know, Nico, you know, there's still something I'm failing to understand in regards to, the cockpit textures. Because if I'm looking at your stream right now, and I'm not straining my eyes, but if I look into my cockpit, I can barely read like what's the figures on the ND. I have to zoom in. But for your one, it's crispy clear.
Put it on stream here. Let's see in Discord. Start your stream, show me.
All right, okay. Let me start my screen here. Can you see?
Wait.
We don't crash.
You shouldn't crash, man. Yeah, that's strange. Okay, what resolution are you running?
1920 by 1080.
Okay.
Do you mean on my screen, like my screen?
The screen and X-plane should have the same resolution.
Yeah, the same. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, 1920 1080.
Okay. Then what add-ons is running that could influence this? Do you have something like X-Vision or a Lua script or I don't know, something that messes with the displays?
No, nothing. You know, because it's only what I bought 2 days ago is what you call this, the Shade X. But I've been having that problem before, so I thought maybe if I put Shade X, that would make a difference. But still, I don't know.
I don't know. I swear I don't know.
I'll try and disable all the plugins and run it and see next time.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Sorry. I wish I could help, but I don't know.
Yeah, no, okay. Because that's why yesterday I asked you, are you running 4K Zibo? Then you said it's 2K.
That's 2K. Peter, that's fine. Talk to you later. Take care, buddy. Okay. Yeah.
Because my settings windows, I've got it's medium, texture quality, anti-aliasing 2 SSA, anisotropic.
Wait.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like mine.
Looks like yours, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't see a problem there. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, you could be right. Maybe it's just some kind of a plug-in. I'll try and disable the plugins and see if that makes a change.
Yeah, use a process of elimination. Get rid of some, see what happens.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Felix, go to my private hangar. The link is below the video. Go to Explain 11. Go to ASXP, the weather folder, ASXP. Inside of ASXP, you'll find my ASXP settings and a folder for Skymax Pro. And you'll see all my settings are listed there. Lloyd.
Oh, hello, sorry. Hello, Nico, sorry.
Yeah. What you also need to do, Andres mentioned something here on stream, one of the guys here, is you need to look at your task manager, see if there's anything, you know, adversely running. I know from experience on my system, when I've got bad performance and stuff, you know, there could be something that is interfering. So task manager is one way to look at it, but also with the new Explain, you can go to your plugins and you can go show plugin admin, and you can actually see there. I've got it on screen now. You can see Skymax Pro is taking almost 4 frames from my system right now. So just try check there if you can maybe discern something, see something that is bothering you. You know, go have a look at your admin. You can clearly see Skymax Pro and the Zibo are taking. They are the two things taking.
Right. Okay. Let me have a look.
My Skymax Pro is taking 10.
Wow. Yeah, it would depend on the weather area where you're flying. You know, if the weather is intense, lots of clouds, you're going to take a heat. My big problem is, as far as I'm concerned, it's the cloud textures and some of the wacky sceneries. Now, we're currently over water, there's no scenery here, so the only thing that could be affecting here is just the cloud textures. I just live with it. I don't go and split hairs and pull my hair out, you know, I just live with it. It goes away eventually as you fly out from those textures and get new ones.
Doesn't the viewing range for the clouds make a big difference? The area
It does. Yeah, it does.
used to it.
No, it does. But again, if I lower my visual range, Paul, then I feel kind of I'm cheating because now I don't see the nice clouds. So it's a toss-up, you know. I mean, I can go and set it lower.
No, you want to see the clouds off into the distance, don't you?
Exactly. And also the other thing that I have noticed is sometimes the bad cloud texture is right here in front of you. You know, it's not the one in the distance that's causing the problem. So even if you change your cloud distance, drawing distance, you know, it sometimes doesn't have any effect because effectively the silly one that's messing you around is right by you. It's at your location or close by. So I've reduced it now by about 15,000, and I mean, you can still see the FPS is reasonable, but it's not great. Excellent, Andre, thanks. So anyway, okay, I'll leave it at that, but I mean, you can clearly see the density of the clouds. It's different.
Yeah, because at the moment I'm not using Skymax Pro, because if I run Skymax Pro, my frames will just drop down to 1820. I don't know why.
No, it's because you're using the beta clouds. You mustn't. There's two settings of beta clouds. Go look at my settings in my private hangar. You'll see. I took them off.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Also, I'm not sure how it will affect your system because each system is fairly unique, but most of my frame rate issues is in Vulkan. OpenGL for me personally is much smoother. It's got a more consistent high frame rate than Vulkan. Vulkan, for the slightest little reason, will drop down to 10 frames. Whoop, down, then it bounces back up to 50, 60. And the next moment you look here at 15 or 20 again. You know, it's very, very unstable for me in Vulkan. It works. I mean, I fly it a lot now. In most instances, I only fly Vulkan now. But it is something I've noticed. Vulkan is nowhere near finished. Nowhere, not even a chance. It is. There's a lot of work to be done with Vulkan still.
Yeah, so I don't know.
See, at this time, look at my frames now. It's 30 plus. We literally just outflew the area with a bad cloud texture. So that, as far as I'm concerned, is a Skymatix Pro problem. They need to work a bit, you know, fix these things, which they are busy doing. I know they are. So I'm not too worried about it, and that's why I say I just live with it. Sometimes you've got good frames, sometimes you've got bad frames. When I'm on the ground, I easily hit 50, 60 frames in the Zibo. Easy. Then you start to fly, and it's like there's like this memory buffer build-up or something. I don't know. It causes it to go a bit wonky.
Do you have your current NVIDIA control panel settings, the latest ones, in your hangar?
Nope, I don't use it anymore. I've stopped fiddling with that a long time ago. And this is a brand new driver install, the latest driver. So everything has been cleared out. Even my frame rate limiter, which I usually limit at 31 frames, you see there, it's running past. I didn't limit anything.
So how about things like, you know, what you call, is it the performance? Like, you know, what we used to tweak before? To say in the NVIDIA inspector, I used to tweak like
Yeah, you can go do it. There's plenty of tutorials on the net for it, and you can go and play with it. I just gave up on it. I'm not worried about it. Okay, Flytex, to answer your question, I've got this thing running in the background, but I'm not convinced that it actually does anything. I'm serious. If you follow my streams and you look at my frame rates, I'm highly skeptical about this thing. It's called LFD's auto view distance. Now, it's said that this thing should sort out your FPS issues. It should kind of make it more stable and get rid of things in the distance and things. You see, there's lots of settings you can set your target FPS. You know, things that you can set here. So what I would recommend is go try it yourself. If it works for you, it works for you. I'm just not convinced it works for me. You know, it's there. I don't even open it. It's just there. I'm just not sure if it really works. I must actually take it out for a few flights and go fly without it and see. Maybe actually spend time with it to see if it's worthwhile. I just loaded it and left it. Hello, Mac. Are you up?
Yeah. Now, late as usual.
That's fine.
It's been a bit quiet this morning, Mac.
Thanks, Krister.
I'll wake up John, and then I'll perhaps get a bit louder.
Sorry, I've had to turn you up quite a lot. That's not normal for you now.
SK Sun, you're 100% correct. That is the truth. 100% correct. But what I see is not so much that it's on par with OpenGL, it is subpar. That's what I'm saying. Because it works, but when you get bad FPS, you get bad FPS. The OpenGL is just more consistently giving a better FPS. You know, so actually this morning I am flying OpenGL. I didn't change it in the description below the video, but I'm actually flying OpenGL for the first time in months just to see what it does again. And you know, I can honestly say from experience here, I get better performance from OpenGL, much better. Look how those frame rates are climbing now, in the 40s already, just because we left the clouds behind.
I'm exactly the same.
The problem is I love my clouds. I can't get rid of my clouds. I want my clouds. The benefit outweighs the cost. Mac?
No.
STKP updated. You must check this new flight summary that Dan has put in. I spoke to him this morning. I had a quick chat here while I was streaming as well. Check how he's changed it now. You can still use the old one. I don't know if you ever upgraded, but you can still use the old one as well. And then there's this new one. It looks amazing. My eyes just don't like the white on black. So I told him, you know, art controls would be really nice. And he said, yeah, he'll work on it still. This is just the first release in beta, you know.
No. You see, yes, I still run the old version, and you know why.
I know.
And there's certain features. But I'll talk with you later to see if he's included them in the new version. If he has, I'll update. But you can't run two versions at once.
I don't think so. No, it will
No,
overwrite the old one.
you definitely can't. So I can't upgrade without deleting the old version, and I want to keep the old version.
Gotcha.
Have a look around it. Perhaps we can stream it in Discord and have a look at it.
Of course.
Thank you, Nico, for the info.
Yeah. It was actually funny. I was looking for some of the information, you know, the stuff, partly some of the stuff I gave him to put in months ago already, or a year ago already. I couldn't see it. My eyes missed it. And it's only afterwards, you know, that I spoke to him and the guys here on the stream that I realized, but hang on, it's there. I just missed it. My eyes didn't see it. So my eyes don't like the white writing on the black background. It's just not good for me. I think I might get used to it, but I would prefer to have some control over the display, you know, to change colors and things. Thank you, Krister. Yeah, it was on your recommendation that I got it in the first place. You know, maybe my hopes were too high for my system. I don't know. It's there. It's supposed to do something, but I can't put my head on a block and say, yes, it did, or it will, or whatever. Right, I'm 128 nautical miles from descent, so I think I need to start setting up now. Let's start with the weather. Let's see what the weather is doing.
I'm not tired, honestly.
Yeah, Andre, I don't know. The verdict is not in yet. If you go on the forums and everything, people have mixed responses. I don't have any stutters in either OpenGL or Vulkan, and my performance is definitely better in OpenGL. Why? I don't know. I gave up. We did tests over a 4-day period where we flew this aircraft like 8 or 10 hours a day for those 4 periods and 4 days. At the end of the day, we've learned a lot, but we're still not there yet. Right, course heading 116. ILS localizer 110.3. Okay, tot ziens, Andre. Bye bye. Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. Do we have a VOR 1135? Great stuff. Sensitive match 2500 and $303 on the minimums.
Right, I'm gonna make a quick coffee. I'll be right back.
I was just thinking the same. Christoph, it's easy. That is going to be the estimated landing weight. So if you go and you check at that waypoint, we have 4.4 tons of fuel, but when we land, we're going to have 3.7. All right. So I just make a quick guess. I mean, I didn't take a calculator and split hairs about it, but if you subtract, that's about 7. I used 6, but that's a 700 kilograms difference. Okay, so if I go there, if you do the V speeds now like that, see, it's close enough, you can get the correct ones, but technically what you need to do is you need to have the correct gross weight in there. So it's 66.4 and you just change the gross weight. See there, now there's a 1 knot difference. It's not the end of the world, but as far as I was taught by the real pilots, is that thing needs to be within 2 or 3 knots, correct? So otherwise you're going to have a problem. So the tolerance is very low, and that is why you have to give it a proper or appropriate gross weight so that you can get the correct calculations for V-speed. That's why you change that. Why are you confused, Flight X? Okay. Flight X. At the waypoint, the next waypoint. Sorry, I want to see into it again. Or at SAFTA, we had 4.4. Let's do that because that was the closest one now, right? So we had 4.4 tons of fuel. When we land, we're going to have 3.7. So there's 400 kilograms there, 300 kilograms there. That's 700 kilograms difference between how much we weigh right now and how much we are going to weigh when we land. Alright. Now if you leave 67, do you see there? The VREF is set to 50. Okay. But if you now subtract 7 from there, 63.3 now. Alright. And you see it's dynamic, it changes. Right? See the V speed changes. Now we've got 30 at 49. So the tolerance that I was taught is, I think it's 2 or 3 knots that needs to be correct. The margin is very small for error there. And that's why you manipulate the gross weight to get the correct V speed. That's all it is. So the only thing that changes from this position to that position is the fuel burn. You were going to lose 700 kilogram of weight. And I see Linda's put the center pumps off again. Don't touch. Yeah, put your hands away. Naughty woman.
Right, I'm back.
Alright,
right,
so,
Nico, I heard you discussing about the gross weight, subtracting the fuel, and the one you get to when you get to the final destination. What about the wind correction? If you go to the init...
yeah, same thing. I didn't even look at it, but let's have a look at it now. So let me just get the meter on the screen here for me. Alright, so there's no wind, so it's irrelevant But you are correct. If you need to make a wind correction, let's say you have, 15 knots of wind with gusting 25, then obviously there's the formula that we've given you guys already, where you take the calculation and you will add the winds in there. If you then specify the correct winds in that place over there, and you do your approach normally, you'll see a difference of where it should be or not see. So that obviously comes in time and with experience.
Right. So the calculation, suppose if you have maybe arrival airport, maybe it's 15 knots. Would you have to calculate and add 10 or?
No, what you do is half the headwind component plus the gust factor to a maximum of 20 knots. So if it's 15 knot headwind, you take half. That'll be 7.5. And you've got a 10 knot gust, then you add the 10 knots for the gust. So that means you need to put plus 17 in there. You can't go more than plus 20. You understand? So that will be plus 17. That's your speed correction.
Right. So it's half the headwind plus
the gust.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks.
And the gust is the difference between the constant wind speed and the reported gust wind.
Exactly. So you'll change it over there. Just for the heck of it, let's just make this 8. Right? So we've done it. So when we get to the other side, you'll see when we set up our speeds, the V speed obviously is 149, and then we'll add 8 on there. Now if you are fully configured in landing configuration before the glide slope comes alive, that magenta pip over there will actually go and sit at 49 plus the 8. Alright, so you'll get that thing in the appropriate place, which will be 157, right? So we can't see it, it's off scale. But the fact of the matter is that thing will automatically go to whatever that wind correction is that you put over there. And if you are not fully configured in landing configuration before you capture the glide slope, obviously the speed window will open here at the top, and then you're going to have to manually tune it down to 157 knots.
All right. Okay. That's great info.
Okay, so my top of descent is in 7 nautical miles. I think what I'm going to do, I'm obviously configured. I'll let the descent start, and then I'm going to quickly go grab something to drink as well. I won't be long. Just let it stabilize, then I'm going to quickly run away for that cool drink. Okay, alright, I'll be back just now.
Okay.
Right, guys, I'm back. Sorry. I tried to also find my eye drop, so I can't find it anyway. I have to go buy new ones.
Nico, for our the VNAV forecast on the chart, we've got the transition level is 200 and the transition altitude is 180. So what do we insert?
Give me a second. Right, so which chart are you looking at?
The chart I'm looking at is ILS 12.11.2.
Alright, so the transition altitude is given at 18,000. Do you see that? Look there.
Yes, yep.
Okay, so what you then do...
If you look on the left to that, it says transition level 200 on the same chart.
Yeah. That's your flight level, so that's 20,000. Okay, I missed that one, yeah. So we go to... sure, need to find my... Yeah, VNAV, yeah. Need to find my bearings. Alright, so there, it's got the transition flight level. It's obviously the flight level, so that must be flight level 200. Like so.
Right, okay, right.
Thank you for reminding me. I didn't even think of filling this in. I obviously was a bit of a scatterbrain there for a moment, so let me go do this.
Approaching transition. Transition level.
I think the wind for 345, it should be 34513. Is it for flight level 150?
Yeah.
On your forecast, I think you put 15.
345
cross check
at 13. Ach, it's 2 knots. Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay. Obviously, I was supposed to do that part before the top of descent because especially now that the Zibo actually uses the information, when you go to the forecast page, the most important thing there is that QNH. The Zibo needs the QNH, just like the real aircraft, to actually give you a proper VNAV path. So really and truly it needs to actually be done before top of descent.
All right, okay.
FlightX, no, it's half of the headwind component plus the gust factor. So if you have 15 knot winds, that is the example we used earlier, you will use 7.5 as half of that factor, and then the gust, if it is, let's say, 20, the difference between 15 and 20 is 5, so you will add the 5 on top of the 7.5. You just round it off, so it's make it 13, you know.
according to the landing performance, if we use autobrake 3, we're likely to vacate via Yankee.
As I got it.
You know, I got truly stuffed last night. Flaps 1 set. 1000 to level off. Flaps 5 set.
Thousand to go.
Flaps 15 set. Flaps 30 set. Localizer capture. Glide slope capture.
Right guys, so coming back to our discussion, you can now see, look, that pip has gone and sat much higher. Usually the bottom line will touch the reference there, so you can see it's quite a bit higher because of this extra knots that we put in there. So you can see it's running exactly as it should.
All right, okay.
So currently, Lloyd, Uncle John, Paul, I've got a 9-knot crosswind. Now it's 8 knots. The meter said 3 knots variable, but this is almost constant. There it's gone. There it's gone. At about 1,500 feet, it disappears. Because this was like a constant 9-knot crosswind.
Thank you.
Seems gone now.
Thank you, sir.
Feet stabilized, Mr. Birch, altitude set.
Taxi lights on.
Approaching 1, 2.
It's the same values if you set it up correctly.
400. 300. Approaching minimums. 200.
Minimums.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Reverse unlocked. Speed brake up.
Ah, nice touchdown, Nico.
Auto brake use. knots. Yeah. Brilliant landing. Nice one, sir.
Nice one, sir. Thank you, Linda. I'm glad you recognize talent when you see it. And you're right, we offered Yankee.
Offered Yankee, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
Alright, let me just actually clear this taxiway. Hector, the information at the top comes from Benny Overlay. It's just for the broadcasting. I can't see it in the cockpit. It's not related to flight simming really, or the flight sim. It's just there for the broadcast, so you guys can see where I'm at in my route, if that helps. But it's called Benny, B-E-N-E Overlay. You can search it here on YouTube or Google. You'll find it. And thank you guys. That was a lovely landing. I did like that. After landing procedure.
After landing procedure. After landing procedure completed. Flaps up. And set.
Okay, Christer, enjoy. Thanks for stopping by. First you can't see it, then it's too far. Anyway, there you go. Alright, shutdown procedure.
Shutdown procedure.
Nico, how do you change the MMR backlighting on the radios to white? Because I tried to flick that in the EFB, it's still orange. You can change from white to orange, is it?
Yeah, you can, but it's just a setting in the EFB. So I mean the rest of my displays and stuff is related to the real display mod, but that specifically comes from the EFB.
Right. What about for the one you said for the your transponder?
Yeah, no, that one comes from the real display
Shutdown
mod.
procedure completed.
The yellow numbers.
Oh yeah, for the RTM,
stuff,
right?
and
Okay.
all this is all RDM, but this MMR stuff, that's just Zibo.
Ah, right, okay.
Right, so for those that keep score, the landing rate was 96 foot per minute. And there is Uncle John.
Busy chatting. I just hit my transition altitude.
Nice one, Uncle John.
Thank you, sir.
There's Paul. Rooting for you, Paul. Waiting for you.
Thank you.
Nice one, Paul. Very nice. Sorry, Paul, I don't know if you heard, but I said very nice. Good landing.
Oh, thank you, sir. It felt good.
Hmm. I've got 2 minutes left, so just hang tight, guys. That was a nice flight, actually.
Yes, it was, and some good questions and answers, I thought.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, it was really nice. Good interaction for a change, you know, on a silly long flight like this. Right, my 6 minutes is up, so going to disconnect quickly. And just log that flight with the World Tour.
My parking's abysmal.
That's okay. Christoph, thank you for watching. We'll talk later again, buddy. Enjoy your day. Uncle John, do you have the scenery? Because I can understand that if you don't have the scenery, it's terrible. You know, well, let me
line it up properly.
yeah, let me rephrase what I tried to say. Sorry, falling over my own tongue. If you had the scenery, you would have seen it's wrong. If you don't have the scenery, then nobody can blame you. I mean, you just park, so it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
No, I take responsibility totally.
Okay. Well, I'll send you the bill then. You know, it's easy to fix. Don't worry. Nothing money can't fix. I'm telling you.
Typical delivery. Oh, come just when I'm on approach. Really?
Yeah, it happens. It happens.
Wait, he's gonna have to wait.
Oh, we've still got one to come in, haven't we?
Yes.
Nice flight though, Nico. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for flying with. How far are you, Lloyd? He doesn't look that far out. I mean, he's just off the coast. Don't see him. Oh, there he is. Just come into view.
Right, I'm back. Right, where am I now? 3,500, yep.
Come, Lloyd, come. Put some coal in the fire, man.
I'm trying.
300 knots, still 4 miles.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. You come in at the right speed, buddy.
not long.
No,
Mach
no,
15.
don't let me bother you. Just come in. I'm watching you.
Is it me, or aren't his landing lights on?
Yeah, it does not appear to be on.
Oh, maybe Linda, she hasn't done a job.
Paul's was on. Yours was on as
No,
well.
in my copy is showing as on, so I don't know why.
Network error as well.
Oh no, she's just switched them on now. Yep.
Now I can see them.
Yeah, they suddenly just dived on a second ago.
Yeah, now they're off again. So it's obviously a network issue.
Yeah. He's down. Well done.
Yeah, well done, welcome. So, that was now lovely. I'm gonna disconnect from this network.
Are you? I was gonna take a pic.
Okay, hold on. Coming back. Lloyd, come park here next to us so Uncle John can get the pic.
All right, no props. I'll do that.
I see you got Yankee too.
Hey, Nico. What's the story with inner and outer taxiways? If you have a choice, is it outgoing traffic takes the outer one, or is it the other way around?
That depends on how you look at it, but the way I understand it is if you are on your way to the runway, you take the closest one. If you are taxiing to the stand, you take the one furthest from the runway. So that will be the perspective. So what they usually do, what I've seen, is they let everybody use the taxiway closest to the runway on their way to the runway.
Right. Okay. Thanks.
That's how I understand it. I don't know if there's a legal reason or some more technical reason, but that's how I know it.
Damn, these taxiways, they're making me play yoga with my rudder.
Excellent, excellent. Very well done. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for the lovely flight, guys.
Okay, we'll talk this evening. Bye-bye for now. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day until then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.